Have you ever stopped to think about the paper in your wallet or the numbers on your screen? It's just paper, right? Ink, pixels. So, what makes this stuff so powerful that we spend our entire lives working for it? What really gives money its value? The answer is probably not what you think. It's not gold. It's not the government. It's something much more fundamental and, honestly, a lot weirder. You might think, well, it's backed by gold, right? That's a common idea. But for most of the world, it hasn't been true for over 50 years. Ever since the US left the gold standard in 1971, most currencies, including the dollar, are what's known as fiat money. Fiat is a Latin word meaning, let it be done, or it shall be. So, fiat money has value simply because a government declares it does. It's legal tender. If you have a debt, you can legally pay it with this money, and the person you owe has to accept it. But a government decree alone isn't enough to make us truly believe in it, is it? So what's the real secret sauce? The real value of money comes from one simple, powerful source: our collective belief. Money is a shared story, a mass hallucination, if you will. It works because I believe you'll accept it as payment, and you believe the next person will accept it from you, and so on, in an unbroken chain of trust that circles the entire globe. It's a network effect. The more people who believe in the story of a particular currency, the more valuable and useful it becomes. Think about it. If you were stranded on a desert island with a billionaire, their suitcase full of cash would be less valuable than a bottle of fresh water. Why? Because on that island, the story of money is useless. There's no network of believers to trade with. So, how did we all get roped into this story in the first place? It didn't happen overnight. It started thousands of years ago with a problem. Imagine a simple world of bartering. You're a chicken farmer and you want a pair of shoes. You have to find a shoemaker who not only has the shoes you want, but also happens to want chickens. Right now, what if they want bread instead? Now you have to find a baker who wants chickens, trade your chickens for bread, then go back to the shoemaker to trade the bread for shoes. It's incredibly inefficient. This is called the double coincidence of wants, and it's a huge headache. To solve this, societies naturally started using commodity money. These were items that had their own intrinsic value but were also widely accepted in trade. Things like salt, seashells, cattle, and grain. Salt was so valuable that the word salary actually comes from the Latin word for salt, salarium. Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt. These commodities were better than bartering, but they still had problems. They were heavy, hard to jibij, and could spoil. Imagine trying to carry your life savings in cows? Not practical. This led to the next big innovation: metal coins. Metals like gold and silver were a huge improvement. They were durable, they didn't spoil, they were easily and they were rare enough to be valuable, but not so rare that you couldn't find them. This is where the idea of money being shiny and intrinsically valuable comes from. For a long time, the value of a coin was literally the value of the metal it contained. If a coin had an ounce of gold in it, it was worth an ounce of gold. Simple. But this still had a big problem. Carrying around heavy sacks of gold and silver is dangerous and inconvenient. So, governments and early banks came up with a brilliant solution: paper money. The first paper money was essentially an IOU, a receipt. You could deposit your heavy gold coins with a trusted goldsmith or bank, and they would give you a paper certificate representing that gold. This paper was much lighter and easier to carry. You could then trade this paper certificate, and whoever held it could go back to the bank and redeem it for the actual gold. This was the birth of representative money. The paper itself wasn't valuable, but what it represented, the gold in the vault. This system worked pretty well for centuries. But then, something interesting happened. People got so used to trading the paper IOUs that they rarely bothered to go back to the bank to redeem the gold. They trusted that the paper was as good as gold. As long as everyone believed they could get the gold if they wanted to, the system worked. This realization opened the door for governments to print more paper money than they had gold to back it up, especially during times of war or economic crisis. Eventually, this led to the complete abandonment of the gold standard, bringing us back to today's fiat money. So now, with no gold in the vault, what keeps our belief in this fiat money afloat? 3 key pillars: its function, scarcity, and trust. First, money must function as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. It has to be something we can easily trade, use to price goods and services, and save for the future. Our modern currencies do this pretty well. Second is scarcity. If a government could just print infinite money, it would become worthless. This is what happens during hyperinflation. The central bank's job is to manage the money supply, keeping it scarce enough to hold its value. But the most important pillar is trust. We have to trust that the institution issuing the money, usually the government and its central bank, will act responsibly. We trust that they won't print so much money that our savings evaporate overnight. We trust that the economy will remain stable enough for the money to be useful tomorrow. This trust is fragile. When it breaks down, a currency can collapse. As we've seen in countries like Venezuela or Zimbabwe, the value of money isn't in a vault. It's in the stability and credibility of the institutions behind it. Think of it like a brand. Why is a specific brand of soda or smartphone more valuable than a generic one? Even if the physical product is similar. It's the trust, reputation, and story built around that brand. The US dollar is like the world's strongest brand. It's widely accepted and trusted globally, not because of a legal decree, but because of the perceived strength and stability of the US economy and its institutions. That's why it's the world's primary reserve currency. So, the next time you hold a bill or make a digital payment, remember what you're really holding. It's not just paper or pixels. It's a piece of a story, a token of collective faith. It's a solution to an ancient problem, evolved over thousands of years from salt and seashells to complex digital algorithms. The value of money is a delicate dance between government decree and our shared belief. It's a social contract we all sign every time we make a transaction. Money isn't just an economic tool. It's one of the most powerful stories humanity has ever told itself. And it only has value because, together, we all agree to believe in it. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the nature of money. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that unravel the hidden stories behind our everyday lives. What other everyday concepts should we explore next? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next one.